So I'm pleased to introduce our next speaker. This is a Felicia Washington Battle. Felicia, we have a little thank you to you. And Felicia just came back from Aruba last night, so she'll tell us a little bit. But what you didn't hear is that for every speaker, we've donated 5 trees in your name to the Chesapeake Bay Foundation. So you'll have little Felicia Washington Battle trees out in the world.
That's awesome.
Growing and helping us to continue to innovate. So we invited Felicia to come and talk about innovation and membership. She is a membership specialist, and talk about new ways that people can rethink membership in today's world. So Felicia, thank you so much. Take it away.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Good morning. In Aruba, they say bon dia. That's papiamento. I am not going to take up a lot of your time. I know that the speakers before me have been fabulous. And so I am going to spend just a few minutes talking to you about membership. You guys recognize that symbol down in the lower right-hand corner? Anybody? That's the Prince symbol. And it's also my new title because I don't have a job anymore. I'm the person formerly known as the membership director. So I left my job my last position was the director of membership for the National PTA. And so I left there back in June, but I'm very still much tied to the association community. If you go on my LinkedIn profile, you'll see that I'm the owner of a small company called Family Affair, which actually has nothing to do with food concessions. I sell popcorn. So if anybody is looking for holiday gifts or things of that nature, hit me up on LinkedIn. And actually, I'll be in D.C. around the corner tonight at a Holiday Shops. It's a pop-up mall somewhere downtown. It'll be fun. Swing by. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about change your message, change your membership. I would like you don't have to tell me, but anybody in the room, the people in the room who know their mission statement? Raise your hand if you know your mission statement. Wow, there are... Does anybody know their mission statement? We're talking about innovation. Does anybody know their mission statement? Online, who knows their mission statement? I do.
Mr. Henry knows.
You know it verbatim?
I do.
Really? Go ahead.
It's to help. It's to help our members do their jobs better every day.
Is that your written mission statement?
Yes.
That's it? Wow, congratulations. That's awesome. That's the first lesson right there. What is that, less than 15 words? Wow, that is your written mission statement. Okay. I'm shocked. I've been doing this for so long, I think that's the shortest one I've ever heard. No wonder you know it, right? It's memorable, it's short, it says everything that it needs to say. Okay, so we're talking about innovation. Keep calm. I'm not going to ask you to change your mission statement. I know that that's something that you're never going to get done, but I am going to ask you to change your message. You know why you don't remember your mission statement? Do you think prospective members care about your mission statement? I mean, to a certain degree, yes, but not in its written form. Change your message, change your membership. Mission statement needs to move to a message. It's got to move to a message. So what you know your mission statement? That's the first slide. Mission statements need to be separated for internal and external audiences. It's great for your board members to know what your mission statement is. In fact, at my board meetings, I used to make sure that the mission statement was printed so that we stayed on agenda. Printed in big, bold, in a poster board in the middle of our board meetings so that we stayed on agenda. I think that mission statements are great for board members and board leaders, not so much for prospective members. When you send out emails, when you send out marketing, when you send out advertising campaigns, we oftentimes point at the theme as the mission statement. But mission statements are not so memorable. So you have to learn how to delegate your mission statement at the right audience. And I necessarily don't believe that a mission statement should be targeted towards a prospective member. It's really difficult to sell membership solely based on a mission statement. You have to make your mission statement come to life. You take those really two long sentences and give it a message. The mission statement, I believe, when it comes to membership and definitely membership marketing, you have to learn how to translate your mission statement, not into a different language, but into a livable message. Is there anybody who has looked up their mission statement while I've been talking, who would like to read it, and we'll try to translate it really quickly? We're going to do it for free. You're going to have a translated mission statement by the time you go back to work. Yes. I saw a hand. We're going to translate your mission statement. We're going to give it a message and a story. Associations need to learn the art of storytelling. You have to have a story behind your mission statement. 2015 is the year of storytelling.
Okay, so I work for the Tax Executives Institute. Exciting.
I didn't hear it. What did you say?
I work for the Tax Executives Institute.
This is going to be good.
To me. Okay, great. Okay, so the mission statement is, the mission of Tax Executives Institute is to enhance and improve the tax system and to serve its members, their employers, and society, generally by facilitating interaction among and the training of members and their staffs, by effectively advocating its members' views, and by promoting competence and professionalism in both the private and government sectors. One sentence.
Wow. You're going to have to call me after this session. I don't know that 30 seconds is enough.
They're lawyers.
Get my card. How do you turn that into a message? Is there a story behind that? You lost me after the first 20 seconds. It's completely, but to my point, I don't think that my whole point was we were going to try to help you, but I think that's too much for us to do during the time allotted. But it definitely needs translation. But it adds to my theory that mission statements don't sell membership. You don't need to put that on your marketing piece. You really don't. You don't need to put that on your membership application. You definitely can't tweet it. So now what, right? It's longer than 140 characters. I can't help you today, but before you leave this room, you have to make up in your mind, if you're the membership manager, if you're the director of marketing, if you're the CEO, how are we relaying our mission statement in the message behind it? Can we translate our mission statement into a story? I challenge you for the rest of the week to take a look at your mission statement and make it tweetable. That's good. Make your mission statement tweetable. Write that down. You're going to tweet it. Awesome. I said a few seconds ago, 2015 is about the art of storytelling. Those of you who are in the D.C., Maryland, Virginia area who listen to WTOP faithfully like me, if you notice, for-profit companies have moved from even selling their products and telling stories. Have you noticed that? Have you listened to the Dr. Boutros commercials, the LASIK commercials? It doesn't even say what it's about until the end. And then she says, he's not only my doctor, he's my husband. Am I the only one who's heard that? Okay. But it's about the art of storytelling. It's about how you relate to people, your prospect members, not so much in words of mission statements, but in message, okay? Reality is the best policy. It's really used to be honesty is the best policy, but now we live in the world of reality TV. Show of hands, don't be ashamed if you watch reality TV. We heart reality TV. I know you don't like it. America likes reality TV. If you study the statistics way back from MTV to now to the Real Housewives and Real Associations of DC, what would that be like? what's the draw of reality TV? What's the draw of reality TV? That you're being real to a certain extent, right? People want to see your real life. They want to see it played out on TV. There's a draw. And I don't think that that's different for membership marketing these days. I think that associations need to find a way to be real and to be honest and take the list of benefits and turn it into a real story. Don't tell me that you can offer me education. Tell me the story behind the member who took a course with your association and then went on to do great things. Does that make sense? Rather than just listing a list of benefits, give me a real process that I can relate to, that I can identify with, that shows me real results. So let's innovate the benefits list. For every benefit you have, match it with the testimonial, please. For every benefit that you offer, there should be a real life story of a real person who has real results that you can readily relate to your prospective membership base. Because at the end of the day, if I'm going to join your association, I want to be able to know what really I'm going to get out of it. I think that oftentimes we don't use the things and the tools and the resources that we have. Sure, we don't have big budgets, but most of the time we have great members. We have real members with real life stories of how our benefits help them, and we don't promote them enough. The American Heart Association is partnering with reality TV. They're doing partnerships with The Biggest Loser. I don't know if you've been watching the seasons, but many associations have joined on American Heart, American Diabetes, and they partnered with reality TV, The Biggest Loser specifically. They had a high school there, and they were doing teaching gardens, the American Heart Association. And they did a campaign with The Biggest Loser to help people understand their mission was to help children eat healthier. And so on the last season of The Biggest Loser, there were children contestants, and you saw American Heart played out in that entire season. And then they went on to do a YouTube of real-life stories beyond the contestants that were on The Biggest Loser that kind of anchored their mission statement. I know we all can't afford to be on TV, but we all can afford to be on YouTube, right? YouTube is a medium that we can take, and we can take our testimonials and lift them off of the 8.5 by 11 4-color piece of paper that you leave on the desk at all of your conventions and events, put it in a YouTube video. Put your testimonials in YouTube. Okay, on to the next slide. This one says, sell the CEO. I'll give you a story of how selling the CEO helped our membership at the National PTA. It says, talk about your products and your people. It's, again, just taking the reality message to another level and giving people a real-life story. On June of last year, the National PTA, for the first time in its history, had its first black male president. And so, I mean, it used to be taboo to bring up personal opinions when you're the president of a company. It used to be taboo to keep your personal life completely separated from your professional life. I think in associations, it's a little bit different. I think in associations, there are some obvious things about your president. There are some obvious things about your board of directors. There are some obvious things about your CEO that can lend itself to relate to the people you're trying to reach. For us, it's going to be difficult for people to ignore he's a man. Obviously, it's the National Congress of Mothers. It's been a maternally driven association for 114 years. He's the only second male president in that 114-year history. We've got to find a way to take this man and tap into women. We can't ignore the fact, so we need to sell the fact that he's a man. But we didn't sell the fact that he was a man. What is it that everybody identifies with when you join the PTA? It's the children. Not only is he a man, he's a great father. So that was the selling of the CEO that we did. We were able to brand him as a father. Not only did we take the personal fact that he was a father, but he was a decorated military veteran. We were able to walk into doors that we had never walked into before and to make contacts with people like the Army who gave us grant money. We started programs based on the fact that our CEO was a military veteran. Our media impressions among Black media skyrocketed because we were selling that fact. It's an ignorable fact. And so we were able to brand him and use the things that are personal about him to push our platform a little bit better. It took our mission statement beyond just words and gave it a personal profile. Apple does this geniusly. I think that we moved to an era where you're not just selling an Apple anymore, you're selling the CEO. CEOs are becoming like celebrities now. They used to be played in the background. I'm not saying your CEO needs to be a celebrity. I see the eyes looking back at me. That call me after, I don't know, that maybe that needs some image consulting. But I am saying that there are some things that are personal about your CEO that would be relatable to your prospect member base that you can drive home in a marketing campaign that lets people know, if I join, this is the type of company that I'm going to be in. These are the type of people that are representing me. There are some common denominators between the mission statement, the leaders of this association, and me as a member. Find the common denominators there. I want to just click on a personal profile where I think that there is a fine balance of professional and personal language, just to give you an example of how a leader in the company has taken their professional profile and just sprinkled in some personal pieces that kind of bring home the message. And it's actually Suzanne's personal profile on LinkedIn. So let's take a look at it. Is it going to come up? Do all of your presidents and CEOs have LinkedIn pages? Ones that your association is responsible for? I'm just curious. We're not going to read the whole thing, but I love the way that it's not just a list of bullet points, and it's not just a list of things that I've done. It's a professional profile, and you see the second paragraph? That's deliberate, right? You deliberately put in things about your personal life. And that's completely okay. I think that helps me relate to her as a possible client. It helps me identify with her, and it gives her a brand beyond just the business. I think that's completely okay. I didn't get an answer to presidents and CEOs having LinkedIn profiles and board members. Do you remember how on your association page where you list the board of directors and you have the one box picture with the paragraph beside it? Are you guys linking to their LinkedIn pages? Are you going beyond the box picture? I think that would help. I think that would help. People, if you check the statistics on your website, see how many people go to that page. They want to know who's leading the organization. People land themselves on that board of directors page often. I am one of those people who likes to read the profiles, but I want more now because I live in a reality TV world, and I don't just want to know what you've done for the association. I want to know if there's somebody who can identify with what I'm dealing with and why I would want to join the association. I would definitely suggest that you take a look at your board of directors pages and link to a LinkedIn page. I didn't get a good understanding of how many of you actually the board members have LinkedIn pages, and the president and CEO definitely should have a LinkedIn page. Almost a managed one, almost. It's not by choice anymore. It's almost by force that your CEO is an extension of your association brand. The two are together. Understood? Understand that. That's the world we live in now, that the CEO and the executive director are an extension of the association brand. And so you definitely want to monitor their social. You can't tell them what to write, yeah, but you want to monitor their social platforms. So here's just an example of a good way of how the CMO has sprinkled in personal information. I'm almost at the end of my presentation. And I don't know how to get back to it. I think it's just the PowerPoint button here. The next bullet point on that slide, I think was, in my opinion, is okay. Do you guys do notes from the president? That's not it. Anybody doing notes from the president? A personal note to the membership from the president? Notes from the president are effective. They're effective. And they should not only be association-based, but there also, again, should be some personal things sprinkled into those emails. A digital campaign with a note from the president, it's one of the things that people will readily identify with. They will click on it. I promise you, opened emails with a note from the president. I wouldn't do it often, not too often, but people look for that. Okay? They look for notes from the president. And again, you can do it viral. We used to do videos. We used to do videos kind of like a mini State of the Association, but we did them in locations that made it personal, like from his home. He was on his iPhone, just leaving. I tell you another thing that was very effective. Whenever we were on the Hill, walking into the halls of Congress, we'd do a 30-second video, just so that you know what we're doing. Not only effective among the membership and definitely supports membership retention, but also very effective with prospect members. Very, very, very effective. A long time ago in associations, we used to wait to tell people what we were doing, and we used to wait until the end of the year when it was time for renewal. You don't have to do that now. There's so many mediums for you to just take a quick iPhone video of where you're at, what you're doing, to send out to your membership in real time. Why wait until it's time to renew? You could tweet it. I think that it's very, very important to give out information in real time. Remember, people want to see real results. They want to see you in action constantly. It's it's almost, you don't have the MTV cameras with you, but you want to give people a window into what your association looks like at work. And that always doesn't relate in your long letter that you put in front of the invoice. Right? Are you still mailing invoices? Just curious. Again, don't be ashamed. It's okay. You still doing your 7 points, 7 touches? None of that stuff has changed? Yeah. Okay. Because I've been gone for 3 months. I didn't know if there was a drastic turnaround in the association world. I didn't know. But we're talking about that today, right? We're talking about innovation. We're talking about how do we take the association world to the next level. And I think the 7 touches are still necessary. I just think that they are necessary in different mediums. We're here at a digital marketing conference. I think that the association world definitely needs to jump on the digital marketing train. It can be done so wonderfully great and reap such positive results in membership growth. I think we live in a world where we have no choice but to tweet things. We have no choice but to make YouTube videos. We have no choice but to make our actions real to people and show real results. Long before that mailed invoice hits the mail, we have no choice but to open up our CEO's profile. I have a quote here that I've been using lately. It says, before you give me a membership application, before you give me a mission statement, give me your message. And that kind of just sums up the presentation that I wanted to bring today. I think that we have to find a way to move beyond the words of our mission statement and to deliver a message through digital marketing mediums that show real results in order to grow our membership. Does that kind of sum up what you've heard from me today? I see heads going up and down. I see a few. And so hopefully, I challenge you today to go back to your offices. The first thing I challenge you to do is look at your mission statement. If you're the membership marketing director, I challenge you to look at the membership statement, even if you're not, and make it tweetable. 140 characters. Relay to me, a prospect member, what your mission statement means, okay? The other thing I challenge you to do is look at your list of benefits that you offer and find a real person with a real story with real results from those benefits. And then relay that real result out to your prospective and current membership base. It's just a testimonial, right? You're going to look for a testimonial. And that, you know what else that releases you from doing? It releases you from, as the membership marketing person, always having to come up with copy. Always having to come up with words to put on a brochure or on a membership application. And it's so much more effective when it's a real story. I don't know about the tax effectiveness, but I'm sure you can find a real story there. So we have the mission statement tweetable. We have the benefits and a testimonial to match. And then the last thing was sell the CEO. Sell the CEO. It's okay to have personal things about, especially those that you can't ignore. And it's really, it's not difficult to build a brand, an extension. Your CEO is an extension of your brand. So you have to find a way to bring out the personal of that CEO, of that president, in order to enhance the brand of your association, drive membership, to identify with the members that you're trying to reach, to identify with the members that you're trying to retain. Do I have any questions in the room? You can find me on LinkedIn, Felicia Washington Battle. My email address is feliciawbattle@gmail.com. And I'm on Twitter at Fifi Inc., F-E-F-E-I-N-C. Other than that, you can find me selling popcorn. Actually, I have a kiosk at Leesburg Outlets. If you're there for Black Friday, come by and see me. I saw a question.
Felicia, thank you. A lot of this makes really good sense that I myself have not really thought about. I think that thump in the back that you heard was Suzanne falling on the ground and you said you have to sell your CEO. So I appreciate that. In short, in regards to the CEO question, mainly because I have myself some interest in that area, do you find that sometimes the CEO, because I do it myself, step into sometimes the danger zone in regards to representing your brand, just in regards to tweeting something that might not necessarily be the common theme of the organization, or what's your recommendation as to, you say sell your CEO and be able to show your CEO, and I would love to do that because I'm a person that likes to get out, but at the same time I realize that in some cases my jokes, my comments don't always go across the same, for all audiences, and maybe get some insight to that.
Are you the CEO?
Notice how he's not asking me. I'm just saying. Misalignment. What?
CEOs have at their disposal marketing teams. I would definitely rely on your marketing team. Is he your CEO? Is he your CEO? Oh, I didn't know. I had no idea. Well, she's got you covered.
He wants, you know what he's trying, he wants you to say it's okay for him to put out his crazy jokes and say whatever he wants. That's what, no, I'm just kidding. Just teasing.
I won't say that. I won't say that. There's definitely a fine line. I think that some type of controversy is good. Don't get me wrong. CEOs are taking advantage of when to be controversial. It can't be unplanned. I will definitely tell you that. I talked about reality TV.
What? Can you say that again?
It can't be unplanned. I'm not telling you to go back and unleash your CEOs. God, no. I wouldn't say that. But even when I talked about reality TV, most of that we know is scripted. So, I mean, it has to be scripted to a certain degree. I remember Starbucks CEO. He's been more vocal in talking about things like the recession. Those are great things for the brand, where his opinion actually was with public opinion, and so it worked. If his opinion had been against the majority public opinion, then maybe not so good. So I think that there are times when you can express your opinion through a planned effort that would really, really, really bring value to a branding campaign or a branding initiative. I think that your CMO probably knows enough about you where she knows how to highlight your opinion to grow the company.
And so I'll just note on that, it's oftentimes a generational things, oftentimes a gender thing. I get this question a lot. People say, "Oh, I'm so uncomfortable talking about myself. I'm so uncomfortable doing that." And really, you need people like Felicia. You need another person, because if you're trying to build your own brand as a person, it's weird and creepy. And it's like really self-serving, and it doesn't come off well. You have to have somebody else build your brand and tell your story honestly for you. That is the best way to do it, like the selling the CEO. Because if you're the person doing it in today's world, it comes off as it doesn't come off well. And so I think that's a common thing. So getting an image consultant, working with a brand marketer for your own personal brand is a very important kind of investment in your career that you need to do nowadays. Thank you so much. Any other questions real quick? No? I think that was fantastic. Thanks, everybody. Let's give it up for Felicia.